wishing you all happiness, clarity, freedom on a cold and rainy, dreary, soggy, wet morning. It's been so crappy out lately. I don't know why, but it is what it is. We're in the safety and the comfort of my beautiful home, and what I want to remind you today on this soggy morning is that there's always a bright side to any given situation in this life. There's always a bright side, a sunny side. There's always light in the darkness. There's always something in every situation that you can take out of it. Even if it's the most dreadful, horrible, awful, terrible situation in your life, there is always something. There's always something that you can pull from it that is light and that is positive. It could be a learning lesson. It could be anything that is good, right? Oftentimes it is a learning lesson. Oftentimes you can learn something from every situation that you encounter, every situation in this life that brings you down. You can always take something from it. And what we're talking about today, the topic of this video is death. Okay, we're going to do a little transition here. We're talking about death, okay? Now, it just came to my mind. Today I want to talk about death. I want to talk about the fear of death. I want to talk about why do we fear death, right? Why is death such a scary thing? Now, I have felt this fear in my life, and especially recently, especially on a spiritual journey, spending time with myself, spending time sitting in silence. Oftentimes when you spend time sitting in silence, you think about these things. You think about what is going to happen when I die, right? Where do I go? I don't know how I got here. So what happens when I leave, right? Where do I go? This is death. This is the fear of death. And I feel like the major fear around death comes from not knowing what is going to happen when we leave, right? None of us know. People have had near-death experiences. Now, some of these are very, very fascinating to me. They literally die, their heart stops beating, they see God, they see the afterlife, and then they come back and they can actually recall a lot of things from it, which is just mind-blowing. That is crazy to me. I think there was a kid who actually went to heaven. Heaven is for real. I'm pretty sure that's a movie or a book or something. Heaven is for real. Crazy stuff here. Crazy, crazy stuff. But I feel like the major fear around death comes from the uncertainty. And what are humans afraid of? What do humans not like? Life in general, what does life not like? Life in general does not like uncertainty. Humans, animals, life. We love, and in fact, we crave safety and comfort and certainty and knowing things, right? Knowing things for sure. This is what we love as humans. We love to know for sure. And one thing about death is that we just don't know for sure. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know. A lot of people think, is it just going to be empty blackness? Well, I don't think so, because blackness is still something. It's still the conscious awareness of blackness. So I don't think it's that. To be honest, if you want to know my opinion on death, I believe we either go to a new life, right? That's how we got here. We came from a past life. And reincarnation, right? That's what I believe in. That's what makes the most sense to me. We pass away. We call it passing away. We pass away from this life. Our spirit passes away from this life, from this body, and goes to another one. or goes somewhere else. I don't know. But reincarnation makes the most sense to me. But what's really big about death is that we need to get rid of the fear of death. We need to get rid of it. Because the truth is that as conscious creators, as co-creators in this life, we have the ability, the special ability, we have the special ability to actually look at anything. We can look at anything whichever way we want. This is why we are co-creators. Like, this is a sandbox video game. This is Minecraft. We can do anything. We can look at any situation any way we want. Like I said, there's always a bright side to any situation because you have the power to transform and to turn absolutely anything into a good thing, into a positive thing. So this is, in my opinion, the direction we need to move towards when it comes to death, when it comes to the fear of death, when it comes to the uncertainty around death. Okay, instead of being fearful or uncertain about what's going to happen after we die, let's get excited about death. Okay, now I know this sounds kind of crazy. This sounds kind of like, why would I want to get excited about death? That just is so backwards, right? Well, you see, we can transform anything. And a big part of this journey is transforming fear into happiness. It's transforming fear into solidarity, into comfort. Transforming negative emotions within us into positive emotions. So let's transform this fear and uncertainty of death to an excitement for death, an excitement around death. Look at it like I get to experience what's going to happen next. Like, have a curiosity, have a sense of curiosity and excitement towards what's going to come next. We don't know what's going to come next. Anything could come next. You could be on a different planet. Think about it. Right now, we are on a planet. Right now, we're in a human body on a planet. And that's all we know. That is all we know. Okay? That's everything. That is our entire reality. That's everything. So who knows what's going to happen when we're gone? We could be on an entirely different planet. You know, we could be on probably not Mars or Jupiter, probably not this, so we could be in a completely different galaxy. We could be in a completely different solar system. Because this universe is infinite, right? It goes on and on and on and on. The stars go on and on forever. So who knows? We don't know where we're going to go. So that's kind of something to be excited about, right? It's kind of like having that sense of excitement for the uncertainty, for what's going to come next. Transform the fear of uncertainty into the excitement of uncertainty. I'll say that again because that's pretty big. Transform the fear of uncertainty into the excitement for uncertainty. Transform. I believe, honestly, we came here to transform things. We came here to co-create. We came here to create our best life, to create the best reality that we can. So let's lose the fear of death and let's look forward to it. Also, death is something to celebrate, right? When death comes around, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. We can celebrate the life that we lived. We can celebrate the wonderful things that we saw. We can celebrate all of the people we met, all the things we did, all the places we saw. And that's really what the end of life is about. You see, at the end of life, we enter the Vata stage of life, which is the Vata dosha stage of life, which is a lot lighter. We're old. We are in that end of life stage. And this is a time to celebrate. It's a time to celebrate the life that we lived. And this is why it's so important to live every single day like it's your last day. Live every single day like it's your final day on this planet, because it could be, right? Every single day could be your last day on this planet. You never know. You just never know. And that's something that can be slightly scary as well, just not knowing when your last day is going to be. Like, you could die tomorrow. It's possible. I could die tomorrow. It's possible. And this can be kind of scary, but at the same time, it gives us a reason to enjoy this moment. It gives us a reason to enjoy and have gratitude for this life, right? Imagine if death didn't exist. Imagine if we just lived forever. That would suck. That would straight up suck, because we would be stuck here forever. We would be stuck here forever. And we wouldn't move on. We wouldn't have anything else, right? It would just be this. So if death wasn't a thing, it would not be good, okay? If there were no death, there could be no life. And that's another thing. It's the light and the dark. If there was no death, there could be no life. If there was no life, there could be no death. So understand this duality, that if there were no bad things, or things that seem bad generally are bad in this life, we wouldn't be able to experience the good things and to have gratitude and appreciation for all of the wonderful, beautiful things in this life. So that is exactly why death is not a bad thing. Yes, it may seem bad. Yes, it's the end of life. It's the end of a life, right? We're passing away. We're moving on. But death is a good thing in disguise. Death is the reason for life. Death is exciting because we get to move on and we get to see a new experience. We get to experience a new experience. So thank you all for tuning in to this chat about death. These are my thoughts on death. I could talk a lot more about death, but the main thing here that I wanted to express in this video, the main point I wanted to express, is that you don't have to fear death. It doesn't have to be a fear. You can look forward to death. You can look at it as an exciting thing. You can look at it as something to get excited about. You can look at it as an opportunity to celebrate your life, to celebrate all of the wonderful things you've done, all the wonderful things that you've accomplished. And that's a very good reason to live every moment to the fullest. Live every single moment to your fullest potential. Enjoy this experience. So, thank you for tuning in to this message. I want you to like the video. I want you to subscribe if you're new. I want you to comment down below the skull emoji. I know, kind of dark, but hey, that's the point of this video. If there was no darkness, there would be no lightness. Comment the skull emoji to celebrate death. Shout out to Day of the Dead. Dia de los Muertos. Shout out to that. I love that day. It's a wonderful day. But thank you all. You can check out my crystal shop if you really love crystals. You can check out my crystal shop. It's called Freedom Vibes Crystals. Link in description. I have some of these bad boys over there. Amethyst points. I got some sage. And by the way, I am not stocking up very much because I am sort of redirecting my focus at this point in my life. So that is why, but we still have some things up there. So go check it out. Check out the Patreon if you wish to see some behind the scenes content on my life. And you can also donate to me in the description if you feel called to. So thank you all for being here. Thank you all for choosing to tune into this message. I love you all very much. And I want you to make it a great day or not. The choice is yours.